AlphaHawk Starries. Have we got a game for you? Do you want kids paying attention all day long and not just in that prime 9 to 10:30 period? And do you dread the afternoons when student energy nosedives? Would you like to see, could you dream the dream of kids putting as much energy into learning as they put into video games? Video game energy is 100%. We're getting 5 to 10% of what kids' brains are capable of. They will try over and over and over and over again in a video game and give up at the first difficulty in fractions. So they have two personalities. One personality is learning like crazy, and the other personality is blocking its own growth. And I'll tell you what, this is a painful truth, but let's face it, kids don't care about what we're teaching. How do we know when a kid, in a rare moment, demonstrates caring? It's when they show initiative. They say, oh, how could I find out more about dinosaurs? Or, I'd like to be an astronaut and go to the moon. That's initiative, and we never or rarely get it. So if I'm starting to talk your language and I'm seeing into what's keeping you awake at night, you're going to love AlphaHawk Starries. Quick introduction. You say, another class, Mrs. Johnson, challenged us to a game. She thinks they're going to crush us. Are you kidding me? We'll beat anybody in the school at any game they want. Kids love to compete against other kids. You say, all right, this game is called AlphaHawk Starries. And there's only one rule. Make our dear team stronger. And you get kids to talk about what makes teams stronger and weaker. They know you're speaking their language. When you say, be nice, cooperate, work harder, that's adultish. They don't get it. I don't care how often you say those things. That's a language they don't understand. But if you say, what makes teams stronger and what makes teams weaker, they'll rattle off a list of characteristics. And it comes down to the difference between selfish and unselfish behavior. A crucial, simple distinction that kids get. So you say, all right, I'm going to teach for a while, and then I'm going to give you a chance at practicing AlphaHawk Starries. So you teach for a while, and then you say, you know what? I'd really like to roll the dice and see if we could get some AlphaHawk Starry points, but I don't see people raising their hand for permission to speak, or I don't see people following directions quickly, or I don't see people keeping their eyes on the target. If I could see that a little bit more in this next time, we'll practice AlphaHawk Starries. So you teach for a while, you take a break, and when you see that behavior, you say, all right, we're going to practice AlphaHawk Starries. I'm really happy with this team strengthening involvement I'm seeing from my incredible kids. I'm going to roll the dice. If a 1, 2, or 3 comes up, that's a practice starry. The more you practice, the better you get. If a 4 or 5 comes up, we say, we got grit, we don't quit, and a 6 is a reroll. So that's the pattern. Teach, hold practice starry dice rolls 5, 10 times a day, and you tell them, last hour of the day is the big game. That's when we're playing for real. That means students will be working hard because they want to beat that other team, and they can't take their eyes off the dice. They've been practicing all day, and now they're playing for real. You will see more energy in the last part of the day, last hour, than you ever have before. You will see more involvement, more engagement than you ever have before. And as you advance in levels in AlphaHawk Starries, you'll see kids showing initiative, asking questions that will help them learn more. Now, last little piece. You and the other teachers agree that you will only score 5 or fewer Starry points a day in the big game. That keeps everything close. And I guarantee you, if you play this game once, the next morning they'll say, "How did we do against Mrs. Johnson?" They'll start the sleepy morning caring about winning at AlphaHawk Starries. More to come.